Heads up, eyes open, fist clench, y'all. Heads up, eyes open, fist clench. We lock and loaded for episode of Free 'em All Radio. It's been a while, y'all. You did knock a little dust off. It's been more than a while. Wednesday, October 9th. I think October 9th. Help me out with the days, y'all. It's October 9th. It's been a while. Let me get back. Words of boots, Colin Pollard. We got my shades on. You did. Okay. All right. I ain't got my regular Apple head together. It's been a while. You know what I'm saying? Been too long. Miss y'all. Okay, we good. We good over on the what's the name? The broadcast. I'm good. I'm locked and loaded. Okay, let me get locked and loaded over here. Okay, y'all. Here's up, eyes open, and fist clench in the spirit of making history, taking history, and taking history. Let's get locked and loaded for the episode of Free 'em All Radio. It's been a while, y'all. That call in. I'm on this one's gonna be 708-223-8953. Again, 708-223-8953. The flyer is coming. It's been a while. So we kind of got like a little dust off, certain dynamics and get back in the groove of things, y'all. We usually here every Wednesday. We are usually here every Wednesday. You did. We have not been off. Ain't been on vacation. We've been moving and grooving, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Non-stop around the world. Let me see. Let me tap in a few of our people here. You know what I'm saying? Jeremiah Moore. Hey, you dig? Hey, Flick in the building, y'all. Corey James, man. Cold Hard. My man. Love and respect. You know what I'm saying? Hey, poetry be my release, my therapy. Speaking of which, y'all, we got an event coming up. What's that flyer? I moved too slow. I'm going to put that flyer on top of this thing here. October 17th in front of the Hampton House, y'all. The weather be good. We want to do like them front porch concerts, tiny desk things, you did. And me and Flick got to get in the building in the studio together, you did. I know Kilo supposed to be doing this. We're supposed to be doing an interview. Me and Kohar been talking about we're gonna get in there and do them fix the camera. He says hesitant on okay. Y'all bear with me. He said, okay, my man Kohar said the Facebook, they can't on the YouTube, Instagram camera good. Sound is messed up, y'all. Oh wow. He said my sound is messed up. Pastor David said the sound is messed up. I'm gonna try to come up out of here and come back in. Sound messed up real bad. Okay, we can't hear you, brother. Wow. I'm gonna come out of Facebook, but I'm on Instagram, Free them all. They say, "Can I hear me at all?" Okay, so ad is up. Can they hear me on? Can they go to YouTube and see me live on YouTube? Because this Facebook is tripping. Everybody's saying it's messed up. Sound and visual. It's messed up. If you got two, press noise, guys. If you got Bluetooth. No, it's not Bluetooth, Red Gunner. It's not Bluetooth. Come out. Okay, I'm going to come out. Okay. Rock Truth Radio. Okay, I'm going to send them to you in a minute. Yeah. Let's try this again. Let's see this. We can do this again. Y'all bear with us or cut with us, as we say. Okay, let's try this. Okay. Let me know on Facebook if y'all can hear me clearly. If not, just come on over to Rock Truth. What is Rock Truth? If this is on Facebook still, I couldn't hear you at first. Now I can. Okay, you can hear me on Instagram, but let's see if Facebook can hear me. Let's see if Facebook can hear me. Salute right back at you, man. Right on. Your Instagram can hear me. Okay, I'm over here on Facebook now. I want to see they tap in. Facebook is able to hear me. Okay, let's see. Instagram is good. My sister, am I good? I'm in the small screen. I'm not the Rock Truth.
We're good on our end.
You good? Okay.
We also have the ad up for you for Pinflow.
Okay, show you right. Great. Okay. Well, Facebook, when y'all come in, if y'all can't, if it's issues, we're gonna go straight to Instagram and or Rock Truth. Yeah. These are intense times. Let me see this phone. I got a sister supposed to be calling in to our text her the number 708. Okay, Facebook. I don't see y'all coming in. Hope y'all in now. But again, if you cannot hear me, go to Instagram and also or what is it again? Sister Queen Rock Truth. Much love, my brother.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Castor Troy, can you hear me? This is on Facebook. Can you hear me on Facebook? We good? Are we good? On Facebook. I know on Instagram we good. Let me know let me some Facebook. Let me know we good so I can hit the pedal to the metal. I know we got a lot to rumble with. These are intense times. Right on. Zach Washington, appreciate you following me on Instagram. Hey, see if you can edit that little in. I'll tell you why. Why I want that. I'm glad you sent me that, and I know you're trying to. Good. You're trying to. I hate using that term. What they call collaborate or whatever. But right on. We good. Show you right. See if you could. We'll get the credits like who directed. I tell you some political contradictions about certain people on that. At the end of that, when Chairman Fred speak, if you can cut that end off somehow and resend that to me, it'd be good to go. Facebook is good. Instagram is good. Rock Truth Radio. Rock Truth is good. Live on YouTube, y'all. You like to know that, y'all. Again, what's my day? Hit me out. Tag team with me. What's our date? October. Somebody give me a date. What's the day's date? Moving so fast. I ain't got the exact date, but I know this is Black Panther Party History Month. October, Black Panther Party History Month. Today is October. Help me out, somebody. What's the day's date? Anybody? October what? Post a date for me.
It's October 8th.
October 8th. October 8th, 2025. Significant. In fact, this is the day, ironically, the day in which Comandante Ernesto Che Guevara was assassinated. It was his body. One of the agent, operative for the CIA, was it Felix? Felix was it? I don't want to mispronounce his individual's name. Who was believed to fire the fatal shot because Che Guevara had left Cuba and was working in some parts in Africa and some other revolutionaries, and he was subsequently assassinated. And the date, I believe, is October 8th. Damn. You see, it's breaking up bad. I got excited. Facebook is breaking up. Okay, I don't know if this iPad is outdated or man. Or this they politically pulling some punches with me. I'm gonna need y'all. Okay, I'm gonna try to go out and come in the game. If y'all can't come over here to Instagram, official Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. on Instagram, or go on YouTube. Go on YouTube. Rock Truth, ROCKTRUTH.
Rock Truth Radio.
Rock Truth Radio.
On Facebook as well.
On Facebook as well. Because they can see me on your Facebook right now too. Okay. Rock Truth Radio on Facebook. Go to Rock. Somebody type, if y'all get that, Rock Truth Radio on Facebook and or YouTube. Rock Truth Radio. Rock Truth Radio. I'm gonna come up out of here because they mess with me on this thing here. But Rock Truth Radio on Facebook and also on YouTube. I'm gonna come up out of here. So Tiana, assist Tara, I need y'all, man, to tap in with us on those different the Rock Truth Radio on Facebook and also YouTube. There you go. Show you right. Thanks, somebody posted it. Appreciate it. If someone can post that Rock Truth Radio and post it on my page and let them know when I have some issues, but come on over there. Meet me there. Meet us there. I'm gonna come up out of here. I hope y'all can hear me. Rock Truth Radio. They putting stunts with us. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you here myself. Go to this how you do this, and how you work this out. So, not true. Truth. Is it cool? I have it all no spaces.
Yes, sir.
Go to Rock Truth Radio on. Come on now. This app might just be outdated. Make it okay on Facebook. And or okay. YouTube. Okay. I've got to put for Freedom on Radio. Hope y'all understand what that's why I said that for. Okay. I don't have my pen and paper, but I'm gonna go to a few subjects. I hope this sister she calls in. It's a case, I believe it's Galesburg. I forgot what particular prison concentration camp. There's a contradiction going down so in the neighborhood. I want to get y'all pen and paper ready. We got some moves we got to make. We want you to call in 708-223-8953. Give me your thoughts. What's happening? These are intense times. Situations are moving 1 million miles a minute. Again, moving 1 million miles a minute. The heat is historically been on the Black community in particular. This is a political climate now where it's been intensified without certain discussions that are happening. You have heard me talk about different periods of time, revolutionary period, post-reactionary period, so on and so forth. Revolutionary climate, a characteristic of a revolutionary climate is where there's no safe spaces. Where everywhere you go, you know, at certain times, like you might have spurts of cloaked or closeted discussions. You know, like people saying, "Oh, talk about that political stuff somewhere else," or wait till election time come, or a certain even the contradiction may happen in a certain geographical location. You know, because a lot of people's position was, after Hurricane America, which we refer to as Hurricane America. Many people refer to as Hurricane Katrina. A lot of people's position was, well, that's down south, so on and so forth. And a lot of people were like, man, if we don't respond to this blatant contradiction, when you had vivid images, you know what I'm saying? Vivid images of people, you know what I'm saying? Can I hit you back? I'm live on the air. Free them on. Can you hit the text back? And let me know if y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me? Because let me know if y'all can, because I told you the phones, when the calls come in, I lose my contact. Yeah, I might get to start Instagram back again. Let me know if Instagram is still good. Can you hear me? Let me know if we're good. There were vivid images of African people in particular on rooftops, bodies, carnage of bodies. You dig? Just cadavers, bloated bodies, abandoned buildings with exit spray paint on them. there were contradictions heightened. In fact, my guy Uncle Beezy just reposted a video where he kind of broke down the situation. Where I had some discussion with Kanye West, and that statement was made when he said George Bush doesn't care about black people. So, but however, one of the skills of this system is to tap into, press hard on one sector and ease up get some concessions to another sector, the carrot or the stick. In fact, like during chattel slavery, it was known even how they would play with the native people as opposed to the African communities, and how like they said the British was real good with this. But then there are certain periods in time when you have like a full course, like a blitz, like you playing football. They say, okay, man, watch out for this quarterback or watch out for this receiver. You know what I'm saying? Then sometimes they say, man, full court blitz. You know what I'm saying? I mean, full press, like just flood. You have a climate, you know what I'm saying, and you can look back last such period, late 60s, 1960s, where contradictions were heightened. And it wasn't that they just became contradictions. It's like, because even myself, I had even kind of related to the narrative in regards to Vietnam, that it was really many, much accredited to U.S. President Richard Milhouse Nixon. And I think that's for a number of reasons, because everything's political. Your look, everything, and in fact, they talk about even with the debate that Nixon. Some of the things that went against Nixon was that he had what they refer to as the 3 o'clock shadow, hair on his face, and a shadow, and in Kennedy, the good image, the American boy, you know what I'm saying, the image, and even how people physically, even they give us certain people to represent our people, they go so far as to, saying, I can't call her, she had to call in. Let me text him. Call in. Yeah, okay, 708 223 8953. Help me. Okay, let me know. Make sure, give me a heads up if y'all can still hear me on Instagram. Remind me too, I'm talking about this suicide situation. I'm talking about the politics of that. Okay, so let me still focus a little bit on subject matter. So, but the reality is, and this is not copying no pleas, taking no complicity up from U.S. President Nixon. So Comrade Daphne to build love and respect. Right on. Good as man. Good as I suffice for saying you this way. You gotta see another. You gotta see face to face soon. You go back and look at even with the U.S. aggression against Vietnam. Kennedy, the U.S. President John F. Kennedy, even early on, the early 60s, and even it was Kennedy, whose brother, the Attorney General Robert Kennedy, who authorized the wiretap on Dr. King. It was Kennedy, with the implementation of the Green Berets and the Army tanks, the Army tanks being deployed to various colonized communities. And this is not, and this is, so when Malcolm X said, when he called that contradiction about the chickens coming home to roost, it was a major blow, because again, one of the things this system is so Machiavellian is this good cop, bad cop dynamic, whether you're Democrats, Republicans, so on and so forth. But the height knows, you're saying, but then you have toes where we see where the emperor has no clothes on. The emperor has no clothes. It's a raw reality in this, and not only in regards to the big kahuna of the capitalism, U.S. imperialism, but throughout the world. You go back and look at some of Malcolm X's speeches. He talking about, what was the climate like in Africa? What was going on throughout the world? What was, go look at those pictures of Minister U.E.P. Newton dialoguing with Yasser Arafat of the PLO. Go look at the Go if that's going too far. If that's too far fetched for you, bring it on back to your local areas. A lot of people can relate locally. Go look at some of the spray paint. Look at the discussions that was happening. Look at the commercials. Look at the hairstyles of people, and you can see that climate. Look at the different dynamics between the devil disciples to the black disciples. The Black Stone Rangers later being the Black Peace Stone Nation. It was a, that the type of music with James Brown said, "I'm black and I'm proud," and even if people took a position they wanted to be involved, or it was not a debate of what was going on. It was acknowledged. You know what I'm saying? People was clear on the. I mean, if you were locked up, the children would say, "Well, we're your father." They're responsible. He's locked up. Where's your mother? She's on the run. As opposed to a reactionary climb where people say, "I don't have a father." I don't know. Because me and I really clear on the purpose of prison, and how they say, knowing is half the battle. So that's a period where, everything, this political significance of music, discussions, everything. And you go, what I'm saying, and not sure you can take it for granted, and that's just the way it is. But you go back and look in contrast to time periods prior to that, you see different dynamics. And this is not, again, you're going to go back and look at around the time the Marcus was out Garvey, the UNIA, and just look at the different dynamics. What sort of hustlers is, what I'm saying? It's a different hustler with a Bumpy Johnson as opposed to a Frank Lucas or a Nicky Barnes, you dig? And so it's a different, you look at the type of movies, so what type of concessions, what I'm saying? What type of mindset, what type of relationships you're able to have, you dig? So with that being said, well, you listen, go, if you got, what Shakespeare say, to thyself be true. Look back not too long ago, you know what I'm saying? And look at the debates and what people talking on social media, and just to say how it can't cut the mustard right now. You know what I'm saying? Stakes are too high. You follow what I'm saying? Of course, since they're gonna try to repackage it, the propaganda, but there's certain things that you say, man, they become more and more intensified, and it's in nine times, and you can connect it when certain atrocities happen to other communities. People can acknowledge it. You know what I'm saying? And nine times people say, well, it just started. No, not that it just started. To be able to have a discussion, and you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times you're in a bubble by yourself. You say, well, maybe it's just me. Would you look abroad? You say, well, look what's happening over in Palestine. What's happening in Vietnam? What's happening in Africa? So that, you know what I'm saying? So we have a time period where, when you on the heels of certain discussions happening in Burkina Faso, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, and what's the term? Sahel coalition. Was it Mali and Niger? You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? And different, you know what I'm saying? Every day it's a different dynamic in regards to calling contradictions, not just saying imperialism, or not just this abstract, the white man, tracing the different dynamics, the political tentacles of it, that, like, saying the significance in Burkina Faso, saying that the judges, not even some of the French judges, the African judges, where they have to take those, hold on, telling the French, wait, before you depart, take those wigs with you. The actual wigs, yeah. The mindset. See, colonialism, Field Marshal George Jackson said, you know what I'm saying, capitalism, it said not only affects the economy, but it affects the psychic. And a lot of times you have a reactionary dynamic, you just talk about the individual per se, as opposed to the politic that's emboldened with it. I had a discussion with a brother the other day. He said, man, Cham, I'm really, grasping what you're saying. And he, and this is no slight on him. He said, I was raised by white people. And I said, don't feel bad, brother. You probably were directly raised by white people. You would be surprised at the number of people who have been raised and reared, in many cases made by white people, even though their fathers and mother biological skin is black. But you'll be, and that's when the dynamics of the system, but the heightened contradictions to say, whoa, whether this line is articulated and carried out through Uncle Sam or Sambo, the gringo or the Negro, to be able to recognize that and pick up on it. That's a certain period of time. Right now, there's discussions happening. Okay, from, places like some people say, like I noticed when I was in France, and a lot of uprisings were. I talked to our chairman in France, and they give me significance about France. Like Saint Denis is a place where, I mean, I think maybe this the city where the most Africans are populated at, you know, and that how this on the uprising. I said, wow, why is it the uprisings? I said, I asked Deputy Chairman Franco. I said, Deputy Chairman, why is it with the uprising? I mean, it's like how people view the city in the suburb. It was like switched around for as opposed to in the states. Like people say, oh, that's the suburbs, and the suburbs with the colonized community was really getting down. You know what I'm saying? In France, and due to it's not just due to some sort of abstract. Well, that's just you live at, and that's what I say. We are a politic that has been on a pivot. Certain conditions and dynamics make, you know what I'm saying, and it's not an absolute. It's not stagnant. You know what I'm saying? Like you might say, what period of hip hop are you talking about? What stage in the game you talking about jazz? You know what I'm saying? You talking about the Billie Holidays have been framed, and you know what I'm saying? Tickets and charges, and before it was co-opted. You know what I'm saying? It's hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So even when uprisings in Ferguson, which we refer to as Mike Brown Town, you know, people, which is geographically speaking, a small location, Ferguson, and even I remember when Sharpton, Reverend Sharpton, even out of his mouth, he had commented how he had never even heard of Ferguson. See, that's one they see the system, the ruling class. See, lots of they have a psychological profile. They come in, they know certain dynamics, certain say, well, this is potential. Like you know what I'm saying, this is how it's going to move. If you put this here, this person gets around this person, this is what you're going to see. You know, they may look at certain, like you can see even how they assess in Chicago right now. You know what I'm saying? The ruling, yeah, they telling you how they have a history, on it, the different dynamics of it, the organizational history of it, so on and so forth. But then there are times where you, like the Willie Lynch letter, it says, this is a foolproof method on how to make and break slaves. He said, however, there will be an unusual phenomenon that you may come across, They slept on, Reverend Nat Turner. In fact, I think the slave one was saying he just preached the word of God. And I think her brother said, no, it's a different response happening with him. When he can say the same exact lineage or verbiage. It's not lineage, excuse me, scratch that verbiage. The others are saying was a different dynamic with him. What was I saying? My train of thought. Oh, Ferguson. And if you dismissed it, it's just a suburb, but the uprising response, you dig, and different dynamics, and the forces from that, Darren Seals and others who were subsequently assassinated. That it was leaps and bounds, and it shook the stratum. You know what I'm saying? There were revolutionary leaps and bounds made that many people were not even expecting. And back to this dynamic about blitz. So that's what I say. Like even in warfare, and more in particular in revolutionary struggle, you have to study. You have to take into account, the conscience. A lot of people tell me you want to make certain moves, but it could be too advanced, or you don't want to fall too far behind the masses. But that's you have to take into account what's happening. Like even what's happening here, right? President Chicago was dealing so unprecedented, like even the warmth of the weather. And that impacts certain things that happen. So you have a climate that you that you get I mean, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I was with some of the native, the indigenous forces, and one of the forces had said to me something to the effect, like he said, Chairman Fred, we watch how you organize different places. He said, well, even when you come amongst us, our respective community, the native people say, it seems that like who you're going to touch down with, who you connect with, so on and so forth. And that's true. I don't relate to race nationalism. I don't have this blanket approach that we all have the same hopes and aspirations. I don't think all the Jones have that. Our position is no entity. You know what I'm saying? And we're deprived of the opportunity and ability to say, with such forces as Kim Il-sung made clear to U.S. imperialism, and say, oh, no, South Korea may unite with you. That's not North Korea's position. You know what I'm saying? And to be able to distinguish that as opposed to this abstract, oh, we all the same. There are different dynamics amongst us that may even, cut through your family lines. So this is a peer again. So again, it forces you get to find out who are you. You got to study yourself. How do you respond to that? And that's what we in, y'all. Help a peer with, if there has no clothes on. You look at what's happening in Israel with Netanyahu. You look at Macron in France. You look at, what I'm saying, where you look at even right here speaking in confines of the U.S. where U.S. President Trump, this whole position about, I think they're going to the Bad Bunny concert. In many cases, people say, well, they don't pose do that, because a lot of times, to be honest with you, I like this one cat, Smackwater, that's his name. He kind of says in the comical, he's cracking, but he also facking. Really, a lot of people ain't tripping about being free. That's really not the issue. You know what I'm saying? And I'm kind of reassessing. He said it more in a graphic way, but a lot of people want to be comfortable being colonized. They're gonna be comfortable. That's it. You know what I'm saying? If masters say, listen, we come through on the weekend, we're gonna whip you, we'll rape your wife on so we're gonna kick you, get 4 children, we're gonna take 2 of them, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna and one gonna get to be like gonna be like us, like the master, you know what I'm saying? And people are pretty cool with that. And then you have those who are not cool with that. And but the deal is, to be clear, that doesn't mean it's just the oppression just started. I think let's go with this immigration discussion. This immigration contradiction. I don't know if Trump's numbers have even surpassed or even equal up to the numbers of the deportations of Obama, former U.S. President Obama. And people may say, no, it got to be. No, it's a graphic, raw hit. But that's, you know what I'm saying? And I feel Marshall, I would always say this thing about smash and grab, the term. But America has this policy of the carrot of the stick, the carrot of the stick. Coming to brutal force, and this is something that has been implemented internationally with U.S. imperialism. Like when you go look at a book entitled "Economic Hitman," how U.S. would approach certain countries and say, "Listen, it'd be a great idea for you to invest this, or this person be the new president, blah blah." And because America's definition of diplomacy is letting others have their, U.S. to have their respective way. And so, if you rather have it that way, that you give it, that you had the opportunity to make a choice. It's kind of like when the police pull you over and they say, do the right to search your car. And some people actually believe it's a question. Like it's a question, you know what I'm saying? So, basically, we can get to run around, we're going to kick the doors anyway. But to give you to make you feel like, some sort of feel that, in particular, that you will leave this. Yeah, I had that right. I had the freedom of speech. You know what I'm saying? And if that's cool with you to go along with that facade, so be it. Then there's this dynamic of just point blank height being in the Ross. Oh, what is this? You know what I'm saying? You think about even when Trump had referenced Africa as shitholes or something to the matter, and it was I think U.S. Senator Dick Durbin had said he raised criticism. A lot of politicians' position was just don't say it like that. Not let's deal with the policies and the history of how American and other colonial powers have historically dealt with Africa, but just don't say it. And so that's a period we see ourselves in now. It's a raw reality every day, and then again not only a national but an international level. Well, you know what I'm saying? I think if I'm correct, U.S. President Trump was the first sitting president. Excuse me. First U.S. sitting president to actually go to the Super Bowl, and that's some of that that made that Kendrick Lamar, saying that stick out so much more. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, to do that under, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you gotta. So the presidents usually go there when they out of office, but this not just a regular sitting president. I mean, this individual Trump, and for Kendrick Lamar to pull that off, it gives an added hit. How young people say, that make it hit different. We in the time period now with Chicago in particular, is a microscope on it, and contradictions are being heightened, and people have to take a more deeper look into the politics and policies of dynamics such as race, something that for quite some time in particular, I know in Chicago, include myself, can look at race is so simplistic, it's just that of black and white. But the dynamic of, you know what I'm saying, there are different dynamics of, again, I mentioned earlier with Kim Il-sung, the distinguishing North Korea from South Korea. What, you know what I'm saying, and a lot of people have this discussion from yesterday or from a certain perspective, but to heighten the contradiction to a point of a discussion of the history of Venezuela, the history, the timing of Hugo Chavez's assassination, all the back-to-back presidents in South America, mysteriously, you know what I'm saying, coming up dead, and you know what I'm saying, and the workforce and labor force, and how America is like a pimp. It knows how to massage or treat an individual good at first. Like I said, I use it not as a pimp to get the young lady from the bus station at first. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't come through the brutal the beatings. You know what I'm saying? It coaxes you, get you comfortable, and it relax you to the point that you are cut off all support ties. You tell your father, your mother, tell your people, I don't need y'all. They say do entertainers. And once you cut up from that lifeline, that's when they're able to get out. So these are intense times. What's happening? You're hearing terms. And look for, you know what I'm saying? Look, tear gas. You dig? Propaganda. You know what I'm saying? And our people just, you know what I'm saying? You see like a battle within imperialism. You know what I'm saying? You have forces. I be like, I don't believe they fight. Black people don't make because we don't never sit together. As if though other entities stay together, but you're seeing different dynamics happen here now. You know what I'm saying? And we gotta keep our ear to the ground. Things moving a million miles a minute. And you know what I'm saying, in regards to you have to have a deeper definition on terms, how you assess race, colonialism, so on and so forth. Well, speaking of which, we'll be having, I'll throw this out there too, October 17th, we will have an event, Brandon Hampton House. Combination, Pen Flow Poetry meets the Panther Cubs. I think it's at 7 o'clock p.m., October 17th. So make sure y'all come on out for that. Y'all feel free to call in. 708-223-8953. So young lady called me yesterday. She wanted like a blanket yes or no. Like, what's our position in regards to black community? And you know what I'm saying? And I said, listen, tune in the radio, call in, want to have that discussion. In regards to police state, how you like some people says the world between, astrology, like Virgos against the Taurus and so on and so forth, or whatever, what have you. I'll just be hypothetical. Don't come at me about that. But that drawing that line of demarcation between the state and the people, whose interest you work for, and still not coming in with some sort of rose-colored lenses, thinking everyone, everyone around you has the same interest. But to be very clear, there are those amongst us who are enemies of the people, and we have to be, not only willing to accept it, but help heighten the contradiction to bring it on. For us, Field Marshal George Jackson say, "Sooner be gone, sooner done." What else we have on the subject matter today? Feel free if we don't tap in more if I'm missing something. Okay, is it Casey? What's the young brother name? They said committed suicide. Casey Irving. What's the brother name? The Lou in the building, St. Louis in the building, free them all the power people running here right on. What's the young brother in St. Louis? Y'all forgive me. I'm trying to get my coffee. Who was set to go to the NFL, just got drafted, and Carrie Lewis. Help me out, my sister. Give me some assistance. Type in football. Kyron Lacey. Make sure I say it right. Kyron Lacey. Your man was set to go. I don't know the different time period that I go. I think it was actually drafted to go to the NFL, and the Louisiana State Police. They applied this misinformation in regards to him being involved and responsible for a young lady being murdered in the car. And again, this young brother may have been 17, traumatized. Not using some peer pressure to everyone, to top officials, to down to some of his fellow colleagues, looking at him real strange about this whole thing, about this death. This young lady, he subsequently, I'm gonna put this in context too. He said his mother was saying, like, why no one believes me? And that's a different. I tell you, when people say, well, we kill each other, we're doing the same thing. I said, no, don't flatter yourself. You can't. It's a different dynamic when the state power enforces you. In fact, I remember one time in Chicago some years ago, and I was saying, this regard to it was some members of the Spanish speaking community. Now I said, that's not the Latin Kings. I said, well, that's not the Latin Kings. The way that they move with the confidence and the cockiness. I said, this is stay back. This is the cartel. This is a different dynamic. You know what I'm saying? Like even in our community, you'll see certain people doing certain things with arrogance, and they're not worried about. Oh no, they're not no regular hustlers. They on the payroll. You know what I'm saying? They on some Nicky Barnes action. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to recognize that, pick it up, pick it up quickly. Pick it up quickly. But we have to have a calls for a deeper definition, a deeper dive for terms such as suicide. They say just you commit suicide. And Minister Dewey P. Newton talks about the dynamics of distinguishing reactionary suicide from revolutionary suicide. Just reactionary, of course, is being a response, but revolutionary suicide, willing to, and not to be willing to put your life on the line, literally for the people. And I recall I used an analogy. I showed with some brother one time. He was saying something. He said, "Man, you crazy talking about down? You willing to die for the people?" I said, "Man, cats down for cars, drugs, and drug strips. You said something wrong with me," and we laughed about it. But that's saying to be you wonder why certain people like going against all odds, and they, logically speaking, it doesn't make sense to stand up and fight. You know what I'm saying? But politically speaking, those who know the history and where they come from, know what's here at stake. You know what I'm saying? You struggle, to put your life, feel honored to put your life on line for the battlefield. I wish that brother didn't take his own life, no matter how hard that was. Tribulation. Let's talk about that. 86 points. Matter of fact, I missed the funeral today. Another funeral today. This morning. Y'all, I'm gonna stop at a repass tonight. Condolences. It was a funeral in our respective community. It was said, it was alleged that it was like a murder suicide. And I know many of us, I ain't gonna take that credit. Many people want to be so part of this system. You listen to it, it's really, I tell you, it's really all the time about no resources, just to be accepted. You know what I'm saying? That there's a video they showed of a young man today trying to join the U.S. Army. He was heartbroken. They were telling him, "No, you're a felon." He was heartbroken. He like, man, he want to go fight. He want to be part of U.S. imperialism. He wants that. And that dynamic, a lot of people want to just take the credit. I recall somewhere. I recall it. Somewhere I was in. I forget what grade I was in, and I think it was sophomore. And they had showed on the front of the magazine. They were saying that this monkey in Africa was responsible for the AIDS virus. It was one of those history classes. So I recall. I woke up. Yeah, really, I was going through the process anyway. So, I said, "What was? Excuse me?" And they were saying the monkey in Africa had created AIDS. I said, "Wow." I said, "It's really something. Just doing this. Just everything happens wrong. Just throw blame black people for it." And then the same teacher said something about to the fact that mankind destroyed the earth. And I remember all these young ladies in class like, yeah. I said, wait. Don't be indicting us with that shit. She said, "What you mean, man?" I said, "No, you say white mankind. We ain't destroyed nothing." I said, "Black man." I said, "No, white mankind. Let's be clear on that." And that was a point of contention. I remember that, But you really gotta when you want to. If you want more, they really want. That's what we use the term aspiring capitalists, petty bourgeoisie, because they will never accept you fully. You know what I'm saying? You come in, you can hang out with. You know what I'm saying? Puffy Davis can never be a Clive Davis. I'm sure Puffy. Look, I didn't say Puffy Davis. Puffy Combs can never be a Clive Davis. He want to be. He did. That's a blocker right there. And the terms, we have to come to grips. There's a different even our language, how we, saying, different cultures, we have to acknowledge that. You know what I'm saying? We all say, no, we know that suicide. When you colonize, you have to go for a deeper dive. It wasn't just the police, state trooper, Louisiana state trooper that framed this young man, Kyron Lacey. It wasn't just this one individual. This machine, the media, how the media reported. These are the various tentacles of imperialism. This system murdered Kyron Lacey. The machine murdered Kyron Lacey. This, you know what I'm saying? So so we have to be able to distinguish, you know what I'm saying? To be able to distinguish that. And this system has the blood of Kyron Lacey on their hands. And we have to be clear about that. We have to be clear about that. You know what I'm saying? So we fight for a definition of our manhood, our womanhood, our childhood, our humanity. And we under in many cases it's in contention with a system that's giving you definitions to be a man, giving you definitions to be a woman. You know what I'm saying? And so it can flip it around whenever you want to. So we have to be very clear on that. Some other point, whatever. Okay, Carol, I just want to go for on a record. This system, was going to say directly and indirectly, it murdered this young brother. I mean, they bombard. You don't see half the media coming out now about what they see the standard. Imagine that, heat you catching. You finna get signed when you're NFL. Your whole life finna change. You get shut down. They murdered this young brother. What else on the immigration? We got ICE, National Guard. National Guard said to come go this. It's I think it's outside Chicago, and I think it's back and forth with the court. Similar to was in California. If they had said to actually push for National Guard, there have been images put out. There have been responses from just in different respective communities challenging this. There, even elected officials, Mayor Daley, Chicago, various state reps, the governor of Illinois. It has brought this discussion not just to the quote unquote politically conscious. It's a discussion that's occurring in the jails, the prisons. The cats who hustling everywhere. It's a climate that's being saturated with actual discussion about, what this, who benefits, who are the actual benefactors of these policies have. It turns out something else I want to talk about too. Suicide, politics of suicide. I hope this young lady calls in before I check about here. So she's talking about the cases about in Galesburg. October 17th, make y'all way to the Hampton House. We'll start at 7 o'clock p.m. Oh, October 10th, my fault. The Gary Film Festival. Man, forgive me. Gary Film Festival. Oh, man, I don't know how to forget that. I know I give me some coffee. That's going down October 10th. 6 o'clock p.m. Well, they got a lot of powerful skits and movies. And I look at movies different to be on that set. I look with a more critical eye. So when will your piece be premiering? Sunday, October 12th?
Yeah, no, it will be on Saturday the 11th at 2 p.m.
So at 2 p.m. October 11th, one of our people with us who helped in this, our partners in fighting against crime. Y'all have seen Rock Truth, you know what I'm saying? And have not seen it. Behind the scenes, a lot of the moves we're doing, but just been fortunate tag team with them. And this is a piece that she's going to be showing her production. This is on October 11th at 2 p.m. in Gary, Indiana Film Festival. And the name of this is what again? What is the name of this?
It's called A Voice for Lizelle. It takes a village.
A Voice for Lizelle takes a village. I know I'm throwing you on the spot. If you want to give us the insight about that, what I'm saying, what it's about?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Please.
One, we were a part of the intensive film class for this particular year. And this year focused on documentary. So our job was to reproduce under pressure a 5-minute documentary piece of our choosing. And so I chose the field of study that I currently work in, which is with the Department of Child Services, and highlighting how we have the ability and privilege, of course, of working with the clients and the people of our community, same time, we have that same opportunity to abnormally use or abuse our clients with poor decision making. Lizelle, she lost her life at 1 years old. Uh, in my opinion, being on this case, it was due to just poor decision making. You know, this child was initially taken from her father without a real reason or cause. And for me, I believe when you are removing children from their fathers, you got a whole heaven is behind that. And so just highlighting how imperative and important it is that we have people in place that work at the department. They're not just children coming fresh out of school, children who don't even have their own children making decisions in people's lives, because these same decisions infect and affect generations now and to come. So
I agree. You touched on a point here in regards to like the dynamic, the dynamic of the father, president, the balance. It's something. You look at it like again, according to this present day, present day time, where a lot of times we deprived of certain words and terms, but even when animals, they talk about animals, they talk about the different dynamics, the doe and the buck, and the breed and so on and so forth, and you can see it, the mimicking of the the line come from the father's side, the mother's side, but it's something that has you look at even with prior to even chattel slavery. I was studying the different dynamics about even how they transporting us, how they the breeding process. They those sometimes people just negate it to economics. So it's better. It's a political dynamic in that producing a certain sort of individual. This is something. It's a hell of a tactic. I even comment. Go ahead, sister.
No, I was in total agreement.
Yeah, and I look forward. I look forward to this film, and and even I was back to revolutionary climate. We this had like it was common discussion. Like I said, certain periods. I mentioned Venezuela earlier. They say it would be common for them to walk down the street with the Constitution, talk about the Constitution. You want, what I'm saying? These type of discussions we have to have in our community, not just this reaction. That's a bad kid. Like this just popped up out of the void. Like this child is bad. You look at the different dynamics. You know what I'm saying? And you like they can go. So in this system they have dynamic. They can just trained. They walk in a room. They can peep through the door. I spoke in a juvenile detention center a few weeks ago, and I knew who was who and who was deprived of what within a matter of seconds. I mean, like literally, when I walked in the room, I was through the door, And this is something that even low level predators, prey on, operate on. This is something that, not to mention the big the principal predators, the system. I think it was one study back. They said there's one known pedophile. He was like up in the ranks of these criminals, and he was talking about. They was interviewing him. They say it came out how he would look for women, and girls, and boys without fathers. He would look for that. And you go. And a lot of times people you take a subjective like well, no, I can mask it, but you have people who are skilled that can look for that. And the entertainment industry does this. The athletic they do this, And I even go. So I would go so far as like even as like how you people talking about. How you hear people reference like a calcium deficiency, or they need you need vitamin D. You need this. There are certain needs that what I'm saying that a child in particular needs. You know what I'm saying? That dynamic of that balance. And you might can stash it, cover it up. I don't need that. You go. I was commenting recently. I said, man, with the sun out, this is how you feel different. They talk about vitamin D. When you're deprived of it so long, we may be able to physically suffice in many cases, and it looks normal. You're moving around, but you know what I'm saying. But you'll be surprised that of being having these deficiencies of that, of men and women in our life, so on and so forth. And to go back to, like I said, you see the time of the revolutionary period, we have, examples where I like how DMX's lady, what she said. I like what she said that when she was talking about she was on the stage speaking, and DMX's son, By the way, it's growing phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? The sister who he had a son with before DMX's assassination. Yeah. Um, um, prior to his assassination, you had so the son's mother was in the audience, and it was so inspiring how the sister who had the first children when she was talking to her, and it was like, man, this is a time period when all these shows coming out, you know, with the different baby mama, all that they fighting each other. It was so respectful. She said, and she said DMX is like correlated him to like a waterfall, like the spring, the water. It's like these are individuals and phenomena that you just can't say, well, I'm gonna take, you know, there's enough. Everybody can relate. You know, say it's something that for all. And there's certain artists, and I seen this interview with Benny Siegel was talking about how he wanted that song. Was it "What Your Life Like" or "You Can Feel It in the Air"? One of those songs. He wanted the song to come out when he got out of jail. He said he was locked up, and he heard someone say the song is dropped. He thought it was being on the radio. He looked it was on the video, and he said, and it hit him hard when he seen how those prisoners come looking at the video and looking back at him, and how you say he just seen grown men get up and walk to the cell, just wiping their faces. He said it kind of hit him the importance of people who are never gonna get to see the outside world, how they can do him. And there are situations, you know what I'm saying, the time periods when you have revolutionary representatives, the names, the likes and names and images of the chairman Freres, the Minister of Health, Doc Satchels, Deborah Johnson, the Sada Shakurs, and you know what I'm saying, and that's, you know what I'm saying, even in the streets, you know what I'm saying, a different dynamic, you know what I'm saying, with the movies, James Evans of Good Times, and these just say, well, you know what I'm saying, because you can relate to it. And we, as opposed to an era where you're being blitzed by this system, where not only they're physically taking your father, yeah, I see it physically. You know what I'm saying? And people say, oh, they ain't take my father. Oh, believe me, if you do some little check your emotions, do a little bit of research, I guarantee you, I don't care if they've been shot down, strung out, locked up, emasculated, whatever. Believe me, you go deep, you do an objective analysis. I guarantee you're gonna find the hoof pig prints of imperialism on the caskets, on the jail cells, on the rehab centers, on the liquor store corners, on the broken. I guarantee you just use it. When Chairman Fred Hampton Sr. would say, if you just use a little bit of logic, that's all. Check your emotions. I guarantee you will find what hoof prints is on that. And so you have to, I you know what I'm saying, man, and sometimes people, they're on their first example of men and women, it comes from, imperialism, their first example of structure. So we want to fight, you know what I'm saying, really let's have movies we can have discussions with, you know what I'm saying, and not this idea people have like, oh, I ain't know, but that conscious stuff, this, man, we have contradictions, it's intertwined in our relationships, our movies, all that. So y'all, wish y'all check this out. October 11, October 10th, we're showing Judas and the Black Messiah. Which is a movie that you talking about. I hope people can see the time of this is. You know what I'm saying, that it's so many. We would say Panther Cub pills and applesauce. We hope you can, go back and look at it again. Go back and listen to Tupac songs again. Go back and read Asada again, Revolutionary Suicide again. How, because it's like the time, like in a relationship, you might say, man, I didn't. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna use Good Times, the TV show Good Times, for example. Was a young lady, she wanted Coach JJ, JJ. I don't know what, man. That's a whole other subject. But anyway, and the sister, she was a janitor. And they, you couldn't see the beauty in her. You know what I'm saying? But they literally like, who? I've got a TC. That was her name. It was like TC. Nobody could think. When she came, the time when she came, say, man, whoa, this sister, here's something else. It's time right now. Believe me. Go back and look at these movies. And go back and look at how these discussions. It's like stuff you see. Like you be in certain situations. You say, you can hear your mother or father. Something they told you. Back then, I don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? But you can hear different dynamics. So it's prime time, y'all. It's prime time. It's prime time. So y'all make sure y'all get them, y'all October 10th. They had the black carpet out there. So hitting the because now you Judas and Black Messiah was deprived of an actual premier red carpet event because this is the time of the pandemic. Yeah, this one the first hit, this round of this was released. I remember me and Ryan Coogler's mother was actually talking about before this, like the big premiere and everything, and I remember Dominique Fishback and some of the cast, they was having a discussion. They like, Chairman gonna wear his uniform. You know what I'm saying? I know what I'm saying. They say he couldn't because I'll be on the set. He be in his uniform, and unbeknownst to us, with the pandemic, we were deprived of that, And Daniel Kaluuya had come in and we showed the movie in Fishkill Prison. He said, well, this is befitting that we have this. We got to have a number of different premieres and showings, and certain, saying we had to see the time on certain conversations, movies. We have to up the ante, y'all. Yeah, no doubt. That's before your time. Y'all say I remember the episode. Good time. Yes, indeed. Go back and listen to old episodes of Good Times. Hey, Eric Monte. I know y'all. A lot of y'all start saying, "Oh yeah, Norman Lear was great for that." I know your man work. I know my people. I know. Ooh, Eric Monte. And you can look at the time period. You can, and that's what art should do too. If you should be able to look at something, and say, "Oh, this was going on this time period." Look at the time when the brother was on the run and family. So look at with certain dynamics or certain. Michael was fighting for certain dynamics. And look at periods how people a lot of times people have to be reactionary because they're deprived of other options. Like I tell people, I say I'm not cut from the cloth of my only option being Democratic Party, Republican Party. I'm cut from the cloth for recognizing the entity known as the Black Panther Party, and you did, and it's and I said before, even in our community, you can say. I have an issue with that term. Everybody got a choice. I say I beg to differ. I beg to differ. You did. We want to heighten the contradiction. So to be very clear, you know what I'm saying, to give an option, another option that people make some informed decisions. You know what I'm saying, that part of liberation for the people. And if you don't want to fight, to at least acknowledge. It's different. You say no. I didn't have a choice with this. Like they would take our property in prison. I would make sure I put a note on there. They said, you got to sign to get it back. I said, yeah, this is being signed under duress. They said, what do you mean by that? This is, you have, when the police ask you, you can search your car, that makes you feel good. Like you able to tell this white man or Negro man or or white woman, Negro, or Negro, whatever the case may be, with a gun. Some people actually, I told them they really believe that. So you feel good to believe. You want to, you tell your children they can be like Obama. They can be president too. That you can tell them that, and you can tell them about the white dude that's coming through in December, dropping the bag of toys out. And that goes around for a certain period of time. Then you have a certain climb with when emperor has no clothes on in the raw. They say the other day, I missed this. They say that U.S. President Trump had renamed. He had this big meeting with all these. I don't know if all over the world, generals and captains, and they renamed the Department of Defense to the Department of War. We're gonna go into it again, y'all. 1 second. Welcome to Freedom Radio.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Can I get you on speakerphone? Let us know who you are. The first time caller, correct?
Correct.
Okay, right on. What's your name? Okay, give us your name. Then we'll go right into what we calling for. What's going on with you? I'm Chairman Fred. I'm doing this weekly program we have called Freedom on Radio. We got listeners tapping in from all over the world. Some that's locked up. You name it. Don't say this ain't. Feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? We here to say when our things is say information is raw material for new ideas. So I don't know. So again, I want to officially welcome you to calling in. So give me your name again. Give me your name for the first time.
Destiny Kareem.
Say one more time.
Destiny Kareem.
Destiny Kareem. Right on. Okay. Give me a heads up why you calling in.
I was calling in about my husband being incarcerated in Hill Correction, and they've been mistreating the inmates down there and being prejudiced and things like that. Put false charges on them, all types of stuff they doing down there.
Hill Correct. Okay, for those who listen outside Illinois, Illinois, Chicago, y'all. Again, it's internet. We got people all over the world listening. Hill Correctional. That my memory serves me correct. Okay, Hill is that Galesburg or just Hill's Graham? Hill is the same. Galesburg.
Yeah.
Hill.
Illinois.
Gales is Gale. Okay, so okay, for those who for me, okay, the prisons in Illinois, y'all. Some people refer to it as Galesburg, but it's actually Hill. It's in Galesburg, Illinois. I think about 6, 7, about 8 hours outside Chicago. I think, if I recall correctly. 3 hours.
Yeah, 3 hours.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. Okay. 3 hours. Okay. So okay, y'all. We it's a close call. I need y'all to get y'all. I anticipate I need y'all to get y'all pens and papers ready for me. Or get y'all. I need somebody to be on point to put some stuff down. We see this climate what's going on, and like I say, in our outside community. And a lot of times people have tunnel vision. They just can see, you know what I'm saying, well, this is bad. But our position is that prison is a Minister European said prison is a microcosm of the outside community. Again, prison is a microcosm of the outside community. So in other words, what's happening, what you see on the streets, whatever, imagine it more magnified, more intensified inside the prisons. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind with this conversation. So since you got, okay, so it's fortunate, unfortunate you called in. I got word about this. I think Sister Tay Davis, big rapper, on social media, and that's what we got. We got to use these different dynamics, y'all. Social media, whatever. Just ain't no party and bullshit. It's cool to put up their different things. We got to use these. Actual communication. So a few hours ago, Big Rap and Tay they told us to get in contact with me. And her husband is in Hill, again, Hill Correctional Center. I hate to use that term. We know it ain't no real correctional center in Galesburg. And I heard some of the stuff that was going on about this. They have these things, if y'all are not familiar, they give you these tickets, disciplinary tickets. And so it's like you've been sentenced already. You locked up, you're in prison. You passed the jail stage, you're in the prison. And there's a whole another business entity that operates inside the prison. Where you'll get these disciplinary reports, and you go in front of these quote unquote courts inside the jail, inside the prison. And in many cases, you have what they call a counselor, a guard, a relative. You know what I'm saying? Maybe everybody come from the same whatever town you in, and it's a whole economy. So you really like talking to Frank James, Chairman Fritz. You talking to Frank James about what Jesse James did. So it's like a no-win situation, you know what I'm saying? So you get these tickets, and you can get everything from isolation, time and segregation. You can get they refer to as commissary denial. You can't go to the store. You can get disciplinary transfers. You even many times they take what they call good time, will add more time to your case. So these are some of the repercussions that you can be hit with. So I'm just trying to give y'all a background on what we're dealing with. This case in particular. Give us a rundown. We're dealing with in particular with this with your husband. And I need to spell his name out shortly because I know what we want to do is want to encourage. We need y'all to do some call-ins. We'll call down to Galesburg as well as Springfield. Springfield is the capital of Illinois, and a lot of the I don't know and also like the doesn't get that direct heat on the capital, but I hope you. I ain't got my numbers by me. I hope you get some prison director numbers by you close or something, sister. So we won't get these call ins. But tell us give us some basics on what's happening with your husband.
Okay, he's been transferred in there like 6 months ago, and everything was fine up until like 2 months ago. They stopped letting us come to the visits. That's closed for everybody. They just stopped them from coming to the visits. So they cut the visits off at like 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, something like that every day, no matter what. They say they understaffed. So that's the first problem that we came across that they were doing. Second, they came in the cell and just took him to the hole. And like 3 days later, they slipped a ticket under his door saying that he was trying to solicit some drugs. Well, he solicited some drugs, and they charged him with it without. They had a hearing with one person in the hearing, no witnesses, no other guards or anything was in the hearing. Just one person had the hearing and found him guilty in the hearing, and then they stuck him, back in the hole. Then they been coming to the hole doing shakedowns And he said he got like 3 more tickets since he been in the hole, saying he had contraband and some other charges. Let me see. They had unauthorized property. That's what they told him these tickets were, and disobeying direct orders. So, and then another thing, they've been threatening the inmates in there, and they don't want them there because they came from the maximum prison. So anybody that came from the maximum prison, they've been targeting them because they don't want them there. They're trying to get them out of there some type of way. They also been like beating on the inmates, and then they maced the inmates to death like 2 weeks ago. So he kind of like, his level of concern is very high, and he wants us to try to see what we can do because he don't want to end up, not being able to, be alive up in there.
No doubt.
They've been acting real fresh.
Let me tag team with you for a minute. So let me tag team with you for a minute. For those who listen in, those who may not be familiar with some of the issues and contradictions inside these, saying these concentration camps. I've often referenced this as a quote in front of this book, The Dragon Is Come, talking about Field Marshal George Jackson. It was a quote and when you go visit your loved ones in jail, the outside grass is cut pretty clean, pretty good. You walk in, the visitor room ain't looking pristine, and you leave with the impression that your loved ones are being treated humanely or respectfully, so on and so forth. But the reality is they're being taken back and they're being degraded and dehumanized. And so I want to preface with that. She mentions a few terms I want to talk about. She said, he's taken to the whole. This is segregation, it's isolation. You know what I'm saying? And this is something we've been challenging for quite some time. You know what I'm saying? Coalition of Different Forces, Nicholas Lee Foundation, and others. You know what I'm saying? We've been challenging this whole dynamic about isolation. Even a former Supreme Court judge talked about the impact of being, of lack of coming, having interaction, with other human beings. It's a certain time period that you can leave a dog. You have a pet. Y'all probably heard about last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. It was real cold. People being fined and locked up for their dogs being out in the cold. So on and so forth. There are periods there are laws in which animals are not supposed to be held just in cages. The Geneva Convention, talk about rules for prisons of war. But this is something we've been we can gain some ground. But this is still a contradiction. They still do, but they just kind of change the words. Kind of like if you they have a thing called the circuit. Circuit where you being arbitrarily transferred, your family never know where you at, and it was deemed to be outlawed. So they said, okay, you're not on the circuit no more. You're just being transferred. So just switch the words up. So he's placed in isolation, and this whole thing is a movie coming out. I think later on this month, the Alabama Connection. It's something. It's talking about what's happening in prison, Alabama prisons in particular. I think it's gonna be on Showtime, one of them, Amazon Prime or something. No, excuse me, later on, but it's actually gonna be in the movies now. But I'm gonna check it out. But one of the issues they talked about was like even the cell phones and out of the jails. And see, I remember this thing they in Stateville. If you remember, ironically, it was a big thing about Stateville prisons where they had stopped the visits. So you couldn't take pictures in the visitor room no more. And this was in response to the Richard Speck tapes. Type this in, y'all get a chance. This is Richard Speck, who had one of the most infamous cases in Chicago history, where these nurses, UIC nurses were murdered, and one of them, he left. He thought she was dead. She survived, and he was one of the most infamous prisoners in Stateville. He had these. This before Kim Kardashian, all the plastic surgery. Y'all, this before BBLs. It was a big thing. This dude, Richard Speck, in the 80s, had some pills with that. I mean, like literally, it's on. You can type his name on YouTube. Breast. The hormone injections or whatever he had with breast, like Dolly Parton. They said like big and Dolly Parton, and we heard about this on the streets. But the thing that came out was okay when the prisons were being retaliated on. The whole thing about they make it like these like big question. I used to ask, why you gotta get shit down before you go on a visit? Can you hear me, sister? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I'm just giving a little background about the prisons. Jump in when you feel like. Feel free, jump in with me. Tag team with me though. I'll give a little background. The significant those who I know I got to do a lot of damage control about these prisons because a lot of times people they've been watching it. They get everybody everything is okay there. So this the isolation. You was so when she said the whole you inside a prison inside the prison. Then she said you got them in the ice in the hole. They come back. Now, mind you, they put them in a hole. You inside the prison. So you come back and you shaking them down some more. They just turn contraband. This could be anything from a book. I mean, it's so loose. It's so arbitrary how they do it. It's ridiculous. And what other charge you said they gave him when he was back there? What's other charges?
Hold on, let me see. The disobeying direct orders.
Let me touch on that. Let me say something about the disobeying direct order. I mean, hey, I'm talking about literally. That stuff be used so loosely. I'm talking they can tell you do a backwards flip. I mean, like technically, I mean, they'll tell you this. That's disobeying direct order. It's a charge they had up in prison down in Southern Illinois called reckless eyeballing. When you didn't supposed to look at the guard in their face. So I'm just trying to give a little background what we dealing with, because I just not familiar with the stuff that goes down here. We need. I'm gonna have his name. Give it his name. We need people to get on these call-ins. I don't. Let's see what we're talking about. Okay, they haven't. So they haven't gave any sentence or whatever to say like it's in limbo. What's the status? What's his status? How they said that he gonna be in isolation, segregation for a certain amount of time. He got C grade.
30 days isolation, and then after that he has to go to C grade, which is where he won't be able to get no commissary, or he can't get no phone calls to Thanksgiving. They told him.
One, we call him. We should we call him about? We concerned about his well-being, because you did mention that they being beat up down there. Two, what are we calling? I mean, what else are we calling for in regards to his case? What are we calling for?
You said where are we calling?
What are we calling? He be immediately released out of isolation? Are we concerned with security be transferred? What the charges dropped? What are so we give us some basic things we calling for when we call down to Galesburg.
We're doing a well-being check when we call down there.
Got you.
Try to get transferred as soon as possible, because they said he got to put the transfer in, but they took all his writing materials, so he can't. They're not letting him put a grievance in or anything.
Okay. So top priority we do a well-being check, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I need. You have that number we can call, and if you got a number for someone other than Galesburg, if you the IDOC. I usually know some of this by heart, but I can't remember right now. Anybody else number that's in Springfield or the IDOC? But you got a number that you can give us over for Galesburg. Do you have any of those numbers?
Yeah, I got those numbers. I would like to see if we can get him a transfer as soon as possible, because, like I say, he's not able to put in for it. But he needs to get out of there, because they doing what they want to do in there.
And let's make sure we be real careful, because see, they real, like you said, see, you mentioned something earlier. See, they know, like they have a thing called max. They call it I don't know the term they use. Max. It's a certain position that they know. You've been through a max joint. It's a certain dynamics. Certain stuff you ain't going for. They know. So he be transferred to locate still close to home. His family could see him. What's word? Not equal.
He's asking to be transferred to Sheridan or Dixon.
Okay. So I'm trying to figure out a word that. Okay, yeah, I got you. Okay, the equivalent. Security. Sheridan Dixon. Well-being check. Y'all get those basics from me. You have tagged on my listening audience, y'all. You want to get that in? That well-being check. I think we're gonna give his name and ID number out. So we're gonna get that now. We'll do this. Start. You can actually start this tonight. I know they're gonna tell you where the prison's closed. Ain't no prison closing. You know what I'm saying? So they open. You know what I'm saying? So, but still those more. It's the shifts on different shifts. You know what I'm saying? Rotate call. I need somebody to help type these numbers in for me. I just see more people tapping in now. and put that. Oh, I see you, brother. You just mentioned the case. Please also the case of H.R. Brown, Emmanuel Jalali, and Mumia Abu Jamal. We'll talk about that also, no doubt. Still keep those callings going him also. But sister, I need brother just tapped in. Type this for me on my Instagram page. Type this in for me. I need y'all to get these calls in. What's his? Give me his name and ID number if you can.
Yeah. Also, I wanted to add that he has his clemency sitting on the government's desk for like 4 years now. He's worked really hard to get his reputation in good standing, so he can try to get out of prison and make a change for himself. And what they're doing to him, they're tarnishing his name.
That's something that we ironically you mentioned that. I was just saying the other day. Let's time with that because for those who tapping into the clemencies on those cases, so many people still locked up. Still, I was pushed on and pardons based on innocence. That's something right now really push forward. Then those will be going to the IRB board. Also Governor Priscus. You know what I'm saying? Because I mentioned the case of Mr. Hoover and other people in the state case. Mr. Ford is still in the federal system, but we got a multitask with this case. She's gonna give his name and number. We want to also that the well-being check, y'all, everyone. The well-being check. To replay this, because I know I'm getting a lot of information. Well-being check. That's to Gales. Excuse me, I keep saying Hill. You'll see me interchangeably say Hill and Galesburg. Hill CC is in Galesburg. The well-being check is on that administration. That's where he's at. Calling, you know what I'm saying? But also to I don't have the number of the IRB. Excuse me, the Prison Review Board. Prison Review Board. The Prison Review Board. Get the number for that. Huh? Say it again.
Galesburg Prison is 309.
1 second. This for the well-being check. Hill CC / Galesburg. This is the number for that. Go ahead, sister.
309-343-4212. Again, 309-343-4212.
I need somebody tapped in. I ain't get my pen and paper. Somebody inbox me with that or tag my page with that for me if y'all can. 309. One more time. 309. What else? There you right on, brother. I see you got 309-343-2412. There you go. Show you right. Right on, Zach. There you go. So come right there. Right on. Okay, perfect. Right on. Okay, that show you right. 4212.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what is his name and number? In prison number.
Samuel Kareem, Samuel Karim, and his number is R10346.
Samuel Kareem, SAMUEL space KARIM, correct?
Hold on. Could I say something? Yeah, he said it's a black warden down there, and he allowing all that stuff to happen.
Oh man, whew. Yeah. Hey, don't no surprise. Hey, that's they really get down on. They don't, hey, I just had this conversation earlier. No doubt about it. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
His name is Tyrone Baker.
Okay, we can call him directly then. That's Warren's name. Right? Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Yeah, I said yeah.
Okay, so okay, R10, right, R10346, correct. That's his ID number. And this is this is in Galesburg, Warren Tyrone Baker. We want well-being check on Samuel Kareem.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they've been threatening him too, like we gonna get you and you don't want to mess with us. And he hasn't even done nothing to them. So.
Make sure again I need this. We need the Springfield, the pre-RB Prison Review Board. That, you know what I'm saying.
I got their number right here.
Okay, show you right. That's what they help me help you. Just thank you very much. Thank you very. I said I get in the box room and get out. Pass me the bottle of water. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much. Help me help you. Come on. What else you got? Come on with it.
217.
This is the PRB, Prison Review Board now, right? Oh no. What is this? Who is this? Who number is this?
Yeah, this is the Prison Review Board.
217
782
782
7273.
7273.
Yes.
Right on. Right on, Sister Comrade Daphne. I see you.
I have an email for the rest of the numbers, for the rest of the people, because I can't find their numbers online.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, they don't got their numbers listed. So I would advise people to also call the email doctco@illinois.gov, and that would be the transfer unit.
DOC email
tco@illinois.gov.
TCO
Yes.
at Illinois.gov. That's in regards to the transfer. That 217, that's in regards to that's Prison Review Board. That's one is well-being check, also in regards to their clemency, and also Governor Pritzker, Illinois, Governor of Illinois. That they go through a process, but he still, you know what I'm saying. You see, hey, I want you to take notice. Hey, everything they tell us about, if you say, man, you think somebody can get a traffic ticket, they always tell us, well, you got to do this, you got to do 10 backwards flips and eat this and all that. Hey, you see what's going on with, Trump coming out with that pen. People seeing getting a whole civics class right now through the dope. This man making move. The people, y'all, push the line in regards to this, Samuel Kareem. So, Conrad, you want me to you gonna get that to me ASAP?
10346.
Say that email one more time.
No, that was his ID number.
ID number.
10346.
Right on. Okay, so y'all, that's you call in regards to check back in. What have we been up for the last 4 weeks? It's good you called today. Again, big rapping. So Tate, give me heads up because we've been up. We doing some restructuring right now. We're gonna get a podcast. We're gonna do what we do right now. I see my man. What's his name? Cole. I tapped in, so the word getting out. Word getting through the grapevine. Y'all repost this. I see somebody just posted Imam Jim Means. We got his cancer is become more intensified at the federal medical center. Get right on. So get those corresponding to him. With me, Abu Jamal. Y'all know I call free them all. So check back in with us next week. Give us an update. Be right, get my contact. You'll say anything before then. Keep us posted. I'm inviting you out. Come on out October 17th to the Hampton House. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be a lot of people out there for the poetry. So you can talk to people face to face about your husband's case.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sister. So y'all keep y'all heads up. Hey, we're gonna tap. We're gonna tap out. We still swinging, y'all. Free.
Okay.
Free Imam Jim Free Mumia Abu Jamal. Free Samuel Kareem. Free them all. Keep your heads up, eyes on fist clench, y'all. Spirit of making history, taking history. What's called free them all. Sister Conrad Daphne, I miss you so much. I almost said, take us out, Conrad. My sister, Rock Truth, y'all saying, hey, tag team. I cracked on it earlier. I said, I know I hit you for a million different requests, y'all. And but I appreciate you. Appreciate y'all. The Gary Film Festival this Friday. Damn, this Friday. Shoot it a couple of days. Woo. October 10th, 11th, 12th. Yeah. Oh, October 14th. I'm supposed to be in Washington, D.C. speaking, y'all. Myself, Jacob Blake, Bianca Taylor. What's George Floyd's sister name? Oh, forgive me. Oh, she gonna kill me. She see that. Tanya. Yeah. I'm moving so fast. Yep. Justice for George Floyd, justice for Breonna Taylor, justice for them all. Free them all. I just X out, right, sis? I just X out, Queen?
Thank you for your time.
We're out.
We out. Oh, no, my duty, sister. My duty. Serving the people. My duty. I'm honored and humble to serve. Honored and humble to serve. Keep me posted. Keep us posted. Oh, this is it. Oh. Man, look at that.